Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Colton Steiner, and this is Sean Adkins, and this is the Grinding Gears Podcast. How are you doing this week, Sean?
Very good. Awesome. Same as last week.
I'm about the same. I can't complain.
Yeah.
No, I mean, that's kind of how this entire year has gone, pretty much, because nothing's been out, nothing's opened, so every week nothing really changes. So we can't really complain.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can't complain too much. I mean, probably gets old for me saying really well every single week, but I don't know. It's the same thing. Everything's status quo and nothing's changed. So I hope it kind of stays like this or it gets better. You know, that would be ideal.
I mean, we all want to get better. I mean,
that's true.
We definitely don't want to go the other route, which kind of how 2020 started. Everything started going downhill. We're coming up on the 1-year anniversary of Kobe Bryant's death, which is just heartbreaking, man. We should have taken that as a warning sign for how 2020 was going to go.
Yeah,
I mean,
that just sucks.
And so 2021, new year, we're all looking forward to it. And today for this podcast episode, we're going to be chatting about things that we missed that were taken away from us in 2020, and some of our favorite things to do, and some of our favorite things to enjoy.
Oh yeah.
And now that they're gone in 2020, we hope to get them back this year. I mean, 2021 for me has been pretty good. Browns won a playoff games. I mean, Ohio State went to the national championship. They beat Clemson. I've been riding pretty high so far. I mean, and I've released two different podcasts. Started two different. Well, I didn't start this one, but we were doing two different podcasts for me, and we're creating content. It's been a good start to the year. I'm excited. For 2021. But
I agree. We got a good lineup today, and so far so good. I'm happy with how the year's going, and like I said, hopefully it just keeps on rolling this way. So,
and the one I will say this: when you're thinking of things to talk about right now, it's kind of difficult because for podcasts topics and stuff, because if you talk about something, there's not much coming out the next week because nothing's actually really changing. Companies aren't really moving forward with products, or movies aren't getting introduced, or stuff like that. Sports are kind of at a standstill right now.
Especially now, in between, the Super Bowl, then after Super Bowl, then what?
Yeah. I mean, me personally, I'm not a big NBA fan. I've never really gotten into the NBA. When Cleveland won the championship in 2016, I was on cloud 9. I cried.
Yeah.
I drove around my town and honked the horn, and
oh my gosh,
what was it? Vividly remember driving past someone. I was honking my horn, saying, "We are the freaking champions." They were cheering for me as I drove by, and this was 11 o'clock at night.
Oh my gosh,
it was insane.
That's awesome.
But yeah, that was so fun to do.
Yeah, I never really got to NBA basketball. It's just maybe the Final Four things.
Yeah, like the NBA Finals, like that.
Then I'll start watching. But any other regular season games, I don't really get into.
See, that's why I really love college basketball. The March Madness tournament is one of my most enjoyable things to watch, and because it's one game, and that one game. You may have. We saw this a couple years ago. Virginia, the number 1 overall seed. Everyone expected them to win it all, go to the Final Four at the very least.
Yeah.
First game, what is that? UMBC, or I forget the college right off the top. The Golden Retrievers beat them for the first number 1 seed to ever lose to a 16th seed.
Oh man,
that's what I love about college basketball. But
yeah,
let's move on to the first topic of the day, about things we missed that were taken away from us in 2020. Sean, you can start off with your first one.
All right. Well, the first thing that I really miss is going to concerts. I know, with my girlfriend and with my family, and I just miss going and sitting and enjoying just these different plays. And it's one thing that I took for granted, I guess, last year, or just took, not last year, but took for granted in general, is being able to attend something like that. And when I was a kid, I would kind of dread going to concerts and just sit there and be like, I didn't want to go to this spot, and kind of complain. And now that it's taken away from me, I'm like, wow. I mean, I didn't really realize how much I actually missed it. I know one of the first concerts I definitely want to go to as soon as this pandemic is over is I'd love to see Corey Asbury in concert, because I watched one of his latest Rooftop. What's that album called? To Love a Fool.
It was like Rooftop Experience. I remember sent that to me today.
Yeah, Rooftop Experience, To Love a Fool. I watched his live concert, and he is just filled with talent, and just like, it's crazy, to kind of go along with that, the concerts thing. You watch a lot of these musicians, talented per se musicians, go on these concerts, and they sound like complete crap. Like they can't hold a pitch. Everything's fake, and But like, as I sat there and kind of watched him, he's definitely put the best live performance, I guess, that I would see on YouTube I've ever seen, and I definitely looking forward to seeing him in concert. But that's one thing that definitely I took for granted in the past, and I can't wait to get it back. Hopefully in 2021. Maybe it's not looking too promising. But 2022, I'd love to see that. I know another thing that me and my girlfriend did together is we went to this concert. It's like or not a concert. What the heck? Conference. It's like a Love Is Red conference. It's for like young adults and youth, and it has to do with it's a Christian conference. A lot of young Christians get together, and they can it's something to I guess better yourself and learn more about God and stuff like that. Yeah. So that's one thing I miss. And
I went to a lot of those actually growing up.
Yeah.
We went to concerts. I was in Phoenix. We went to a conference in Phoenix. I went to one in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh. I've been to Pittsburgh so many times, but I also went to one. Where was it? I'm trying to remember. I know Phoenix and Pittsburgh; those were the two. I probably went to another one somewhere in there. But yeah, they're fun to go to when there's a whole bunch of people.
Yeah.
And when you're talking about concerts, me personally, I've only gone to one concert in my life, and that was a Hunter Hayes concert in That was 2010. That was my freshman year of high school. It was before he got big. I was literally front row too. That's how early it was. $15 for the ticket.
What? $15? That would be a fortune.
$15. All right, yeah. Nowadays it's you can look it up. But if I know we have this country fest around where we live, and every year I look so forward who the artists are going to be. This year it would have been Luke Combs. And who else? Luke Combs was one of them. And it got they canceled it in 2020, and that was one I would have gone to.
Yeah,
I am a huge Luke Combs fan,
yeah.
And the fact that one got canceled, and I think they're actually trying to bring him back, so I'm definitely going to try and go there, go to see him again. But Luke Combs is one I want to see once we get done with all this pandemic stuff.
Yeah.
Him, Brad Paisley,
safe.
I want to see him one. Yeah, definitely more safe, but. Brad Paisley, Luke Combs, those are my two that I really need to see.
I just looked up the Hunter Hayes tickets. You said you got $15 front rows?
Essentially, they were just general admission. We got there earlier, so I was front row.
That's cool. Average price, $70.
$70. So
wow, that's cool though. You got to see him before he's big.
Yeah, that was right after. And honestly, he's one artist I've liked ever since his first release of Storm Warning. Because
Yep.
The funny thing is, the first time I listened to him, I was like, wait, is this a new Rascal Flatts song? Because I'm a fan of them as well.
He sounds a lot like Rascal Flatts.
He sounds a lot like Gary LaVox. Yeah. And I listened to him, I was like, wait, Rascal Flatts, I know Rascal Flatts didn't release a new song. Who is this? Hunter Hayes? Okay. I like him. Got it. See, back in the day, I wouldn't buy his albums. Because I was a high schooler, I didn't have money. So I would go to order them from the library.
Oh, yeah.
And then download him to my MP3 player. I didn't have an iPod. I had an MP3 player. Downloaded it on my MP3 player and listened to it from that. And that's when I, somebody's Heartbreak, was it? Faith to Fall Back On, I think was one of them. More Than I Should. This was before he released it. This was his first album. And it was I forget, was it just Hunter Hayes? I think is the first album. But yeah, he's one I would love to see once pandemic is over again. So Luke Combs, Hunter Hayes, and Brad Paisley. So those are my choices for concerts.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I did my first topic. What's yours? Or not first topic. I did my first thing that I missed. So, what's your first thing that you missed?
Well, my first one that I miss is sports with fans. Like, we have sports, but it's just not the same without fans. And basketball is a huge testament to that.
Definitely.
Like, I'm watching the March Madness, well, not March Madness, I'm watching college basketball, and it just isn't the same. Like, I'm watching guys dribble the court, throw up like absolute clobbering dunks, and then all of a sudden there's no like fan like reaction, and it's just different.
Yeah.
And that's what I really hope we can actually have some sort of fans during the March Madness tournament, which we missed last year. And that was something we missed. It was canceled last year. We didn't even get a March Madness tournament.
Yep.
So I really hope next year we can have some sort of March Madness. Well, this year we have some sort of March Madness tournament and able to have some sort of fans in the stadium, because it just adds a whole nother element. I mean, especially for like all these smaller schools where like I said, where you have a 16 seed going up against a 1 seed, the fans in the stadium make a 180 difference in a game. Mm-hmm. Like, it yeah. And also, the Women's College World Series. I mean, if you guys aren't aware, I'm a huge college softball fan too. And like, if someone gave me the chance of watching a Women's College World Series game or the baseball College World Series, I would choose the Women's College World Series every time. I just love softball. It's a much more upbeat game to me than baseball. And the fact that was canceled last year too, so I'm looking forward to that coming up into the summer. And yeah, just watching sports with fans, it's just another element that I miss. So I'm looking forward to when we can have packed crowds in the stadiums, and especially looking at the football season next year with the Browns.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh my gosh,
I definitely want to go to one of those games. I'm hyped.
I can't. I'm looking forward to see what the ticket prices are going to be.
Oh yeah, they're gonna go right back up.
Okay, so during the Browns 0-16 season, it costs more to go into the stadium than it did to park your car. No, it costs less going into the stadium than it did to park your car. Like, if I wanted to sit in the parking lot with some friends and watch the game on TV, it cost me more than if I went into the game itself and watched. Yeah. That's how bad they were. But now they're so good that it's probably going to be like up near $125 at least, I would say, to see a game in there. Yep. It's going to be insane to see the ticket prices. But
that's another thing too, with the crowds and stuff like that. I'm not a big fan of the pumped in noise on the television networks where they pump in all the audios. It just doesn't sound
it's
right.
Not organic. No, it's not organic.
I'm enjoying hearing the players talk and communicate, and I'm enjoying the hard counts and seeing what all the different quarterbacks say and stuff. Some of it's pretty hilarious. And but it's just not the same with the audience stuff. It just doesn't. Yeah, it's not, like you said. It's not, what'd you say, organic?
Yeah, organic sound. Yeah, but the NFL, the NFL had a game on Nickelodeon. Oh. And you saw that, right? Yes. And it was hilarious. It was actually great. It was fun to watch. The only problem is when you have no fan noise to drown out the on-player sounds.
Yep.
They kind of get a little. It's a game. Athletes, they tend to swear when they're on the field. Trust me, I know that.
Yep. So, it just happens.
Yeah. So a guy was walking past the refs. You hear it clear as day. Drops the F-bomb, and it's it's like one of those things. Mommy, what does this say?
Yeah.
And he's like, wait, what is this? Oh, it's Nickelodeon. What's going on?
You'd think they would have had some sort of delay, between live TV and broadcasting to kind of bleep it out or just cut out, because they normally do. But nope, that was clear as day. There's I forget what that player's name is, but you need to go search just Nickelodeon F-bomber on YouTube. You'd
it was on Twitter. It was you need to go look it up for sure.
It was hilarious. I was like, it was an interesting call too. He had every right to say what the
what is going on?
Yeah, player out. What was it? Player out of bounds. on the return, the player was on the bounce. I was like, I've never heard of that before. I was like, what the heck is that?
I knew what the call was, but the way he like looked over at the ref,
yeah,
it was pure gold.
That was great.
All right. So moving on from mine, what is yours? Your second one?
My second one is definitely movie theaters. That's one thing I miss. I do love sitting in a movie theater, enjoying a nice extra buttery popcorn and drinking an ice cold Coca-Cola. There's no combination that's better. They sitting in front of the movie theater, getting your ears blasted by THX surround sound system stuff. And
I want to be deaf when I leave the theater.
Yes. You can't beat that. And that's one
perfect.
thing. That's one thing I miss. And a lot of people I know kind of complain about like audience, being loud and stuff like that. But in a way, I kind of miss that too, because, in a case like, movies like Avengers or something like that.
Avengers Endgame.
Yeah, you're all hyped. You're all excited.
Man.
I miss that group hype.
That was the best fan experience that I've ever had during a movie. I don't think anything I see will ever reach that level of hypeness. I guess I say you will, but it was amazing. I miss that too.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Yeah, I miss that whole experience. Like I said, that the popcorn though. That is one thing. Oh, I'm having a popcorn withdrawal, man. Popcorn.
I know.
Like,
it's an addiction.
Yeah. I'm over here shaking like I need some popcorn.
I remember, so whenever I go to Regal. Regal is my favorite movie theater company. They were my favorite one to go to.
Yep.
And right before the pandemic hit, right before anything hit, it was in February. Like, they give you a free small popcorn on your birthday. My birthday is on Valentine's Day, and it was March 13th. I had not gone to the movies. I was like, okay, I need to use this before it expires. Little did I know at the time the pandemic was going to hit, and that would be the last time I'd get popcorn at the movie theater.
Yeah.
But I went there, ordered popcorn, and I got a free popcorn, and I was like, can I upgrade this for a large? And they were like, yeah, you can. And they upgraded it to a large. It's only $2, at least at mine. So it's a steal. I got a large popcorn for the price of $2.
Yeah.
And I paid the $2, and then I went from the $2 to I filled up a bag, and then I filled up a bag, and they said, do you want the refill? I was like, oh yeah, I get a free refill with it. So they put more in the bag. So I got 2 large popcorns for the price of 2. And maybe this is why I'm fat. But yeah, that popcorn lasted me a good long while. A good whole 3 days.
Wow.
3 days. That's not probably longer than that. But still, it was. I miss popcorn. I miss movie theater popcorn.
Let me ask you this: is there a better combination than popcorn and Coca-Cola?
Negatory.
Yeah, I agree. I've tried it with Pepsi, about barf.
I mean,
I've tried it with root beer. Yeah, it's not the same. Literally Coca-Cola and popcorn. There's not a better combination.
Like, I mean, I like Coke. I'm more of a Coke Zero. I've grown on Coke Zero because I like Coca-Cola, don't get me wrong, but I'm more of a Coke Zero kind of guy because that's kind of the one I've had.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's there's no combination that beats that. And also popcorn and peanut butter M&Ms.
Oh,
try that.
Yeah.
It'll change your life.
Yeah. No, my girlfriend, she loves that. She loves M&Ms, especially like the peanut butter ones. And yep, definitely.
It's that's salty and sweet combination that is just tastes so good.
Yeah.
Oh man, I miss movie theaters. But going off of that, I'm going to actually go into my second one because they're both kind of related.
Both similar. Yeah.
Yeah, they're both similar because I miss movies. Dang it.
Yeah.
I have not seen a new movie in a theater in over a year and a half. Well, okay, not over a year and a half. Actually, it's been about a year.
It's been a hot minute.
Well, yeah. I think the last movie I saw in theaters was, what was it? The Rise of Skywalker, the last Star Wars movie. And that was the last one I saw. And before that, I don't know what the last one I saw before that was, but dude, once everything can go back to normal, can you imagine the amount of movies that we're going to get?
Oh, it's going to be movie after movie after movie.
Like,
you're going to put those Regal points to freaking use. Yeah,
I just got a $50 gift card, and I had a $15 gift card I got for Christmas. So I have $65 worth of gift cards that I'll probably most likely use in my first 2 or 3 trips to the movie theater.
Yeah.
But also what I love about Regal is they have this membership where you pay like $118 up front. Now I don't know if that'll change. More than likely I expect them to raise that price because I mean, for them, they've been out of business for about 5 months.
Yeah,
it's going to be a lot longer than that.
Yeah,
but yeah, they have a great thing where you can like pay a year membership and you can go to 3 movies a month or something.
Really?
Yeah, it's really good. I have to look at the whole like base of it, like how many you have to go to, how much you have to pay for. But anywho, it's a really cool deal, and I'm just looking forward to watching Top Gun, the new Top Gun movie in theaters. You were talking about sound. Imagine what are those F-18s? Oh, the sound of those
jets and stuff.
Yeah, the fighter jets.
Oh my gosh!
Just those rumbling. That's going to be amazing.
The rumble from the back. Oh, I miss that.
That's going to be a movie that you have to watch in theaters. Yeah. Like, there's no like, oh, I might get that when it comes out. No.
Yep.
You have to watch that in theaters right now.
Exactly.
What movie are you most looking forward to?
Oh, dude, I don't even know. To be honest with you, man, I've been so kind of like depressed about it. I really haven't watched any movie trailers. Mm-hmm. I can't think of one off the top of my head.
In your defense, they really haven't released any because they don't know when they're going to release the movies. Because a lot of them are releasing on these like subscriptions, like HBO Max.
Yeah, I ain't dealing with that crap.
And I'm not gonna. I'm like, it's just not the same. I want to watch it in the movie theater.
Yeah,
but
actually, the movie I did watch on like I think it was HBO Max. Mm-hmm. Shout out to my older sister for letting me use it. It's Wonder Woman 1984. Mm-hmm. That movie is crap.
Yeah, I know a lot of people didn't like that. I loved the first Wonder Woman. I really liked it. I love the first Wonder Woman and Shazam. But other than that, DC, I'm a Marvel guy, but DC just hasn't created good movies in the last couple months. Not couple months, couple years. I mean, I don't even, like the Dark Knight movies, those, I don't even know if they're DC related. Like they're DC, but in the DC universe, they don't count towards that. Yeah. But those were the last good, like great movies from that, from DC. So
yeah,
and I'm just gonna say this before I forget. Spider-Man 3, I cannot wait to see that one. That's my favorite one.
Yeah, I might that might be one of my that'd be one
I'm looking forward to that.
Look forward to that. That's cool.
That's the one I'm most excited for out of all the movies coming out. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm sure I'm excited. There's a lot of like little movies here and there that I'm excited for, obviously, but Spider-Man 3 for sure.
Yeah,
my choice. But we've talked enough about movies. We've talked a good deal about what we miss about the movie atmosphere. But what else do you miss that you got taken away from you in 2020?
Oh, holidays. The holidays in general have been taken away, but having family over and having that interaction with your family has. I miss having a large group together where you get to see your aunts, your uncles, your grandma, your grandpa, and just everybody together and having a great time and having fun. And I miss all that. I miss all the food. I miss all the social aspects. It's just, just the games, the board games.
Ain't that the truth?
Movies, we'd sit down and at least my family, we'd watch National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. And
that's a classic, absolute classic. I love that movie.
And then with the girlfriend's family, we'd all, throw a football and,
is it a full-on tackle game, or is it just a...
No, we'd be breaking bones if it was a tackle. No, it wouldn't be a good idea.
So speaking of getting together, sorry to interrupt you, but like whenever we would have this Ohio State Michigan game when we were younger, we would quote unquote two-hand tap. It always ended up into some sort of tackle football game. It was always amazing.
That's hilarious.
When we had friends over for the Michigan Ohio State game, is iconic.
Yeah.
And unfortunately we couldn't have that this year, but keep on going with yours.
Yeah, I mean, it just just to continue off that, just that whole thing in general. I mean, maybe it's not just holidays, but being able to see my grandma or grandma and grandpa for an extended period of time, or without a mask, or being able to go in their house. It's unfortunate, and just kind of I miss that. I miss my family. I miss them a lot. But
I mean, that's the whole thing about 2020. It got taken away. Families, like, people realize, man, we need to spend more time with family outside of just this little area that's with us. Like, life is short. We want to see everybody around us. Yeah. And that's what I miss too. And like, going off of that is kind of like my third one too. Yeah. Which these last two for both of us kind of go hand in hand. Yeah. But like going on vacations with family, and like every year my family goes down to North Carolina, and we weren't able to do that this year because of this pandemic. And that's where we get everyone in my family is able to relax, spend time with each other, like spend time at the beach. It's just it's one of the things I really miss, because I don't know how many years I'll be able to go down there, because I was in a spot that I wasn't gonna be able to go this year anyway. But still, this pandemic's just taken away so many opportunities to spend time with family, where we don't have to worry about masks. So it kind of sucks. And I'm just looking forward to when vacation places, rental companies are able to open back up, and you're able to spend more time with your family in these areas, just in general too. Cause I miss them, man. I miss everybody.
Yeah, I do too, man. I do too. Really kind of had an effect on me last year, but here's the hope for it'll end eventually.
Yep, it'll end. And like we had Zoom, like my family, a lot of my family lives in different states, and we had Zoom calls instead of getting it together. Like Zoom calls are nice. I mean, Zoom calls, Discord calls, Microsoft Teams, stuff like that. Yeah, you use whatever your family uses. It just isn't the same. Zoom is just weird. Like just video chats with families are weird instead of being up there in person.
It's a little awkward.
It is. Like, who's talking next? Yep. Then everyone's just sitting there silence, and then all of a sudden everyone talks at once.
Yep.
And then silence.
Then my favorite is like you get people talking, then all of a sudden somebody's dog starts barking. And that's all you hear for the next 5 minutes is bark, 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 bark.
Oh, speaking of, if any of you hear dogs in the background, that you can blame my dogs. They bark at everything known to man. He literally barks out the window, and he sees his reflection. He barks at it. Yeah, he's kind of a doofus that way, but. That's. I'm looking forward to when everything's back to normal, where we can go to concerts, go to movies, theaters, and people can actually release movies to these theaters. Yep. Then we can spend time with family and have vacations with family, and go places. That's going to be a fun time. And I think I don't know when it'll be. I mean, it's not going to last forever. I'm not trying to downplay this pandemic at all. I do what your way. We're not getting into the politics side of it, but it's not going to last forever. Eventually, we'll all go back to normal. Yeah. And we'll be able to enjoy life once again. Stay hopeful, people. That's what we're here for. Yeah. But moving on to the second topic aspect of the day. What was that?
Speaking of hopeful, our second topic.
Speaking of hopeful, we're going to talk about our goals for 2020. These are not New Year resolutions, I should say. No. These are. I don't say. Just goals that you are going to set for yourself and hopefully try to accomplish and work on throughout the year. Because resolutions, I always say, okay, for one, I say this resolution every single year. I'm going to lose weight. I swear. I think I've been saying it for 10 years straight. But I always kind of joke about that because that's every single person's thing. But what is your first goal for 2020? 2021, Sean?
I would love to build my YouTube channel up. If you haven't checked it out, by the way, it's youtube.com/Paul's Place. Go check it out. Yeah, gotta go drop that Linus tier segue right there. But yeah, I mean, I'd like to build that up. I'd like to be more interactive with my audience. I like to put out some more videos. It's really hard, especially now. I guess I'm making excuses. I mean, it's hard because you can't do very much to put out more videos, but I just need to do it. That's what the reality is. I just need to put out some more videos, but I'd like to increase my subscriber count by 10,000. I'd love to have 20,000 by the end of the year, and that would be the ultimate goal. And I think it's achievable. I think it's doable.
Definitely doable.
I got some plans. Stay tuned for that if you want to follow along with that. But
I highly recommend it. He creates great content. He works really hard to do it, and like the work speaks for itself. It's great content, in my opinion.
No,
trying to give you a little bit of boost right there.
Thank you. Yeah. I try. It's hard, but I try. So that's my goal for this year. I'm not really active on the social medias. Maybe I need to be more, but I don't know. I'm trying to learn and I'm trying to grow and I'm trying to ask other people on how they do it. So I don't know. It's like I said, increase the subs by 10K by the end of the year. Good goal. I'm going to work hard and try to get to that. And, we'll have to see where I am by the end of the year. Hopefully on the last podcast of the year, I can say, hey, I'm close or at it. I did it.
For sure.
So,
hey, I mean, close or not, if you can still grow your channel no matter what. And the most important part is if you're having fun with your channel. If you're not having fun with it, that's the whole aspect that you lose. Like, man,
that's the thing. Like, you can push out more content and stuff like that, but you don't want to feel it forced. You don't want it to feel forced. You don't want it to feel fake. You don't want it to act. You don't want it to be like crap because that's what it ends up being. As soon as you start acting like that, it just ends up being crap. So
it's not natural.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's not natural content. It's just fake content.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like going back into that, like, yeah. I mean, anyways, what's yours?
All right. So mine is going to be just create more content on Twitch, YouTube, and create more podcasts. So me personally, I have a Twitch channel, which obviously this is what we're streaming on when we go live with the Grinding Gears podcast. And I stream a lot more. I started streaming last year on April 1st or around in the first week of April. And since then I've streamed for, 569 hours and I've gained 200 followers with an average of 2.6 viewers per stream. I mean, that's not great numbers, but I enjoyed it. That's the thing. I enjoyed it. Enjoyed every minute of it. And I would love to continue making more content on Twitch. And that's one of my big goals for 2021 is continue to grow my channel and maybe have 1,000 followers, because getting followers on Twitch is hard enough. But once you're able to get in a rhythm and keep promoting yourself, create more consistent streams, then that definitely helps grow your channel. I mean, it all comes with luck too. I mean, we were talking about this earlier. Like, if you have one stream that goes to a whole bunch of maybe even 300 people, you're going to grow a lot more than if you got a stream that went out to 10 people. So, I mean,
luck of the draw.
What it is. Yeah, luck of the draw. But you know what? If you don't enjoy doing it, then don't do it. I mean, exactly. And I enjoy streaming on Twitch, and I would love to make that more YouTube videos too, as along with that, and create more podcasts. So we do this podcast, the Grinding Gears podcast, but I also do my own podcast where I talk about sports and movies in general, just those two things, ramble on about those. And that's called the Siesta Podcast. I love that podcast. Actually just recorded another episode today after struggling to put up my episode last week. I swear I would get stuck at the same exact part of that podcast episode, and it would just go downhill. I'd be like, dang it, I recorded this 3 times. I spent 2 hours recording a 30-minute podcast and just couldn't do it. And then I finished it up today. But yeah, for me, 2021, create more podcasts, continue, be consistent in creating podcasts. My goal is to have about 45 to 52 episodes for the year, and then go into season 2 of the podcast. I'd take every year as a season. So that's my goal for 2021 is create more content on Twitch, YouTube, and podcast. So
that's definitely a doable goal.
Oh yeah.
I can totally relate to what you have there with you hitting that same spot every single time. It's almost like writer's block for
it sucks.
For a podcast. You're like, come on.
I literally recorded it, and right after I started messing up very consistently, I literally threw my headphones off my head, walked out, and went played with the dogs. I was like, I'm done with this. I'm taking a break.
Yeah. It's kind of like me with Counter-Strike. It's not like we don't enjoy it. It's just sometimes it gets frustrating.
It's just so frustrating. We love doing it, but we hate that we love doing it at that point.
Yeah.
Oh man. So go on. What is your another one of your goals for 2021?
So my second goal, I just kind of outlined it there, is just to walk every day. That's something I've pretty much done on the last 3 months, 4 months of 2020. I got one of those Garmin smartwatches. I got it on sale. I was like, oh, cool. And maybe I can start tracking, what I do, my fitness and stuff. And I didn't know how much I actually liked walking. Relieves a lot of stress. I mean, you get good fresh air, you feel good, feel like you accomplished something at the end of the day, because sitting at a desk 8 hours a day is really hard on you, staring at a computer screen. It really gets to you. And
for sure.
Definitely the goal for 2021 is to walk every day that I can, weather permitting.
And you don't want to go out and when it's like a monsoon outside.
Thunderstorm.
I got to get this walk in.
Yeah. Let me hold my umbrella higher,
Just get blown away like Mary Poppins up in here.
Get struck by lightning. But
that would not be ideal.
But that's my goal. I think I did 150 miles last year, and just like walking at lunchtime and walking after work. So hopefully I can hit 500 miles this year. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, you never know. I mean, if you're you started later on in the year than what you did this year, so it's very doable that you could reach that milestone.
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely want to get into boxing. So right at the beginning of 2020, I was starting to get into boxing, doing boxing workout. I lost about 10 pounds to start off.
Nice.
I was doing boxing, basketball, stuff like that. Then the pandemic, because also was just recovered from a knee injury a month or so ago. So I was like, I want to get back in shape. I want to get back to doing the stuff I love, like shooting hoops and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I want to just not box for sport, just do learn this, not box for competition, just learn the sport, get good, not good, but get decent at it, try and better my skills. But then the pandemic hit, and then I wasn't able to do that. So my goal is to also to do that as well. That's another side goal, is to get back into shape, start boxing training and stuff like that again. So I can definitely resonate with that. So, yeah. All right, I'll say my actual second one, that workout one and boxing one, that's a sub goal that I just thought of off the top of my head.
That's
but my second one is find a full-time job. So right now I'm kind of working several part-time jobs, and I've applied to so many jobs since I graduated. I'm over 200. I've had 10 plus interviews with companies, and unfortunately, after this pandemic hit, a lot of those companies had to be very critical of who they hired, and that meant a very tough job market for my field. And with the rise of content creation, there's a lot of people that want to do it. So the competition is very fierce.
Oh yeah.
So trying to find a full-time job is one of my goals. I know it's it's a harder goal for me to get because I can't control who hires me, but it's definitely something I want to do. Is in the world of content creation, I want to create content that I enjoy, and I want to go to a job. I know people tell me, well, your first job that you get out of college, you're not gonna it's never a job you're gonna love. But I understand that, don't get me wrong, but why would I work for a company? Why would I do a job that I don't love and I feel like crap at every day? I want to do something I love and feel like it's not work. I mean, I wouldn't mind if I create content, go there at 8 a.m. and then not leave until 8 p.m. because I love doing that job. I mean, that's not an ideal day. I wouldn't say I would love to do that every day, because who wants to work 12 hours a day? But
I've done that.
Yeah, I've done it too. It sucks. But I just want to find a full-time job where I can enjoy the work and create content that I feel proud of. Even if it's on Twitch, if anyone's watching right now, or it's anyone's listening to this podcast, I'm very love creating content. But that's my job, is create content, find a full-time job. That's my second goal, even though it's not a goal that I can get. Trying to better my resume, but trying to better myself, and also trying to better my skills, I would say, is a goal for me in 2021. So.
Well, you're already starting off on the right foot, because doing these different podcasts and doing this I guess this Grinding Gears podcast as well, and then pushing out that different stuff on YouTube like you do anyways. I mean, that's good practice. Your CSBR stuff too. When you commentate every Sunday, I mean, that's solid work. I mean, I think I watched, 3 hours of your stream yesterday, between Kansas City and
Green Bay.
Oh my gosh.
No, Kansas City and the Bills, and then
Buccaneers.
Green Bay. Yeah.
Oh, Buccaneers. I couldn't remember. I was watching that yesterday, and you're pretty good, man. I mean, You're just as good. You'll be just as good as Al Michaels and Tony Romo and
Tony Romo, and
you'll be just as good as them pretty soon. You keep that up. So
yeah, I mean, I love. I will say if nobody knows, I did a 7-hour live stream where I called the play-by-play, reacted to both the Packers Buccaneers Tampa Bay Bucks game, and then the Kansas City Chiefs and the Buffalo Bills game. Mm-hmm. So I called the play-by-play, did the very best that I could, because I went to school for broadcasting, but me personally, I've never actually done play-by-play for a team. Like this year was the first time I actually did it, and when I did it for Browns games, it's a little bit different. Yeah. I'm a little bit more passionate about those. So when I was able to do it for the games that for the NFC and AFC championship games that I reacted to, it was a lot more easier to do. Despite not knowing the players, I wasn't nearly emotionally invested into the game. So
yeah, it was good.
Yeah, that's
great.
I like doing it. It was fun to do, and it was 7 hours, but it really didn't feel like 7 hours.
Time flies when they're having fun.
That really is. I looked at the clock and I started at 3 p.m. and it finished at 10 p.m. I was like, wait, it's 10 o'clock? It didn't feel like 10 o'clock.
Yeah. It's crazy.
That's freaking crazy. Man, this was a good episode. Yeah. I like this episode. It was fun.
It was.
Good topic. I mean, we ground our gears about a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, I'd say we ground our gears a little bit about some things, but yeah.
All right, so thank you guys for listening, and thank you guys for watching on YouTube and on Twitch. If you want to listen to us on Spotify, make sure to follow us there, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts and Google Podcasts, and there's several other platforms that we are on. If you go to our, profile on Instagram, and we have a whole bunch of links there that you can go subscribe to us there, and it's on YouTube too, so make sure to follow us there. So thank you guys for listening. My name is Colton Steiner.
I'm Sean Adkins.
And thank you for listening to the Grinding Gears podcast. Bye!
Bye!